It's what's the criteria? Like, if you look across the board, Jokic has the better numbers.
Well, okay, go ahead.
And not even that.
He's interrupted you, Lou?
It's banana.
I had to make a mental note so I know to come back to that. That's why.
Well, I mean, do you think he doesn't have better numbers?
No. I was going to say, upon your criteria thing, I was going to say I almost wish the NBA would make, like, a best player award separate from the MVP, because I feel like that's what the MVP
Do you feel
becomes.
like MVP and best player are, like, really considering two different things?
Would you
like,
do offensive player
not
of the year?
necessarily, but it can. Like, sometimes the best player can be the MVP, but sometimes the best player isn't always the MVP. Look at someone like Tatum. Tatum's probably a top 3 player in the world, right?
But
and I know he's in the MVP running, but also his team is so much, like, if Tatum wasn't on the Celtics, they would still be a playoff team. You know what I mean? And I'm not taking that away from him, but someone like
I think
Jokic, right? Like, Jokic, if he's not on the
He would be
Nuggets,
the
they're
best.
not making the playoffs.
Yeah, they're ass.
So, like, is it the most valuable to your team? Is it the most valuable in the league? Is it the best player? Like,
But
there's so much, like...
I would say in those parameters that you provide, that, like, Tatum would be more considerable for an MVP than the best player. I don't think, like, we think that Tatum's the best player in the league, but we can definitely make an argument that he's the most valuable player to the number 2 seed in the East. And I think the MVP award from past seasons has always gone back to, hey, this is the best player on the best team. Like, but I feel like over the years, like, that consideration has really changed. Like, Steve Nash literally won the MVP award, scoring 13 points a game.
Those Suns teams were nice.
They were, and Steve Nash might have been the most impactful player.
Well, that's what I'm saying, and that's almost what MVP should be, like, most impactful, because that's what it is. Like, you're the most valuable.
Well,
you're bringing the most to the table. Like, it's not necessarily who scores. Like, Steve Nash was only scoring 13, but, like, that offense was putting up numbers because of him, because he was running, like, even like Chris Paul. Like, I think of Chris Paul. Like, Chris Paul's someone who should have won an MVP and never did it. Because all the teams he's been on.
You think those Clippers teams?
Yeah, and I'm not saying he should have won multiple, but I think, like, especially even in, like, his Hornets days, like, his last couple of years with the Hornets, like, he was playing at an MVP level and just didn't win it because...
Were they winning games like that, though?
I mean,
playoffs,
they made playoffs.
No, they made playoffs.
And David West. And
They were like a 6 seed or something.
But that's what I'm saying. I feel like you kind of, like, to be in the MVP case, you can't be, like, a 5 or below seed.
Yeah.
Like,
let's break it down then, right? Like, okay, so, like, if you want to, like, break it down to the nitty gritty.
Ken, feel free to hop in here, bro.
Numbers is Jokic.
Yeah.
Numbers is Jokic, yeah.
Okay, and then value to the team.
It's
still Jokic.
I think it would still say it's Jokic.
Yeah,
and
well, that's what I'm saying.
And then if you break it down to a third criteria of, say we either... Because where does the year previous fall into it, right? Like, how is...
I don't think it does.
Well, I think in the narrative it does, because it's like, say Jokic wins it last year, right? But the Nuggets are worse this year, but he's better. How does he win it again?
Stephen A. made another good point. Well, actually, I don't even know if it was Stephen A. I was watching someone, but he made a pretty good point. And I don't even think this is necessarily, like, true for Jokic this year, but he was saying, like, a lot of reason why, especially nowadays, like, LeBron didn't win as many MVPs as he should have, and, you know, all that other stuff is people consider, right, when you win your first MVP, that season's the criteria for you.
Yes,
you know what I mean?
Yes.
So you could be the best player in the world for 5 years, but if you don't put up the same numbers that you put up in that first MVP year, they're going to be like, oh, this guy's on the decline, when that's not necessarily the case. You know what I mean?
But Jokic has better numbers.
No, I know.
Now.
That's why I said it's not the case for Jokic, but that does happen. Like, LeBron should have won at least another 2 MVPs than he's won. You know what I mean? But he didn't necessarily put up as many numbers as he put up in Miami the second time in Cleveland.
Yes.
But he was just as valuable.
And who would you say? I mean, I guess SGA is a better he's definitely a better defender. There's no question. But, like,
I think he's just more versatile because he can guard.
Well, he's a
you know
better
what I mean? Like,
guard
Jokic
defender than
yeah.
Jokic is a
So,
big man defender.
Here's the thing. I feel like we've kind of seen with SGA's game, right? Like, I think his game has, like, continued to evolve for sure. Like, he's scoring on a higher efficiency. He is, like, rebounding the ball a bit better, and I would say he's a little bit more involved in, like, playmaking now that, like, Chet is healthy and developed his own role. Lou Dort is a little bit more developed in his splash and some threes, and Kev, we were just talking about, like, J-Dubs and, like, how good he's been playing. So I think he has that, like, ability a little bit more. But I just think, like, if you're talking about parameters for, like, most valuable player, like, on the court, right? You take Jokic away from the Nuggets, like, they probably don't win 40 games.
Exactly.
Like, as good as you want to say, you know, Jamal Murray, MPJ, Michael Porter Jr., you know, Aaron Gordon are, and so on and so forth. I mean,
they've had to almost bench.
But you could
Michael
say the
Porter
same
Jr.
thing
Yeah.
about like Giannis too, though. That's the thing.
I
But,
think Giannis
like-
has a better argument than SGA.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. And
You
like,
think so?
Yeah.
Because I
What are
feel
they
like
without him?
SGA's been in consideration for like quite a few years. I mean, averaging almost 33
I
points a
know.
game, 5 rebounds,
The free
almost
throws.
7 assists.
That's
Yeah.
a big thing.
It is, but I kind of feel like when you're considering players that are going to be MVPs over the next 5 years, and you're tossing in guys like Tatum and Doncic, and just to name a few, those guys are all fantastic at like doing
Right.
that. And like in today's NBA, like as much as we don't want to say that like that has to do with scoring, like that has to do a lot with pace and how an offensive is efficient. And even if you're missing shots, like tonight we're gonna see with Paolo, that dude's gonna get to the line 8-10 times.
Yeah.
Not saying that he's a future MVP, but
He's a one.
however it takes to score a point for your
Like-
team, like that's all you have to.
Could you make an argument that someone like Cade Cunningham could be in the MVP running?
Absolutely.
In the next couple years, like, especially when you consider what he's did with
Yeah,
the
that's
Pistons.
what
I
I'm
mean,
saying.
the Pistons, what they
Like,
win?
that's another one.
16 games.
Yeah.
And now what? They're
And think about them without him.
They're
Like,
going
they'd probably
game-
win 8, maybe.
game for game with the
Yeah.
Knicks, who like you invest over $400 million
Right.
in at the very minimum. I think Cade is definitely a name like
Yeah.
in the coming years.
Like
But
Cat's another one. Like Cat, I saw his name on a couple lists, and like,
Brunson would deserve
he's
it
having a
before
great
Cat.
year. But like again, like
Yeah.
he's not the most valuable player. Like the,
Why
the
is this
Knicks.
dude trying to disrespect Brunson?
No,
like
I'm
that?
not. I'm saying I just saw Cat's name on a list, and I was like, well,
Well,
like he shouldn't win it because like the Knicks were just as good as they were last year without him. And like, yeah, he's having an unreal year, his numbers, but like
Were
that
they?
doesn't make him.
Were they?
Yeah.
I think they
Hey,
were.
hop in here.
Timeout. Who did Kev try arguing with, saying that
Levert,
Yeah, he said
Karis Levert.
Karis LeVert is better than Jalen Brunson.
Listen, we
He's
want.
not even in the league.
Listen, we want. Yeah, he is. He's on the Cavs.
Yeah,
He
played
plays
12
6 minutes.
for the
6
Hawks.
minutes, kid.
No, he's on the Cavs. He's their 6th man.
I thought he was on the Hawks
Nah.
now.
Yeah, Hawks.
The Cavs 6-man is
That was part of the
the
Hunter
dude
trade.
from the Hawks, DeAndre Hunter.
Oh. Well, anyway, we were on the boat. We were on the
Kevin's
boat,
feeling
man.
a little
We were
loosey
on the
goosey.
boat, man.
Screen time, just had it-
Yeah,
had it
nah,
right there.
Ken, take all the screen time you want, brother. Nah, funny.
All right, I got one question though. So I remember I sent you guys. I couldn't find it. Was the Bill Simmons like criteria for MVP? Because he's got like such a good criteria. Because it's like how the average guy thinks. One of them is if you had a pickup game of the best guys in the world, who you picking first?
I mean, I'm probably picking Jokic.
And who are you picking before SGA?
I'm picking I'm picking like 4 or 5 guys.
That's what I mean. But you can't pick 4 or 5.
But I don't
ahead
know
of
if I'm
Jokic.
picking Jokic first, honestly.
I don't know if I'd pick him
So
first.
so in all this, in the recognition of this award, are we basically calling the bluff on the award that it's not really like the most valuable player award, that it's more just like hey, you score the most points and you're
You know
on the
what it
best
is?
Yes.
team.
You know what? You know
had
what?
your
Honestly,
first best season.
You know
Yeah.
what I honestly feel like it is real. Like honestly, to be totally honest, and feel free to disagree. I feel the NBA is shifted towards whatever the
media, the fans, like,
whatever the hype
Yes.
team is at the moment. We're gonna give it to their best guy.
Well, that's
But
been
I'm
that-
not saying they don't deserve it. But like SGA,
It's
like
been
so
that
many
way
people are
since D
talking
Rose.
about
Just-
OKC, and it's like. Yeah, he's the best player on OKC, but like that doesn't make him the most valuable.
But
like,
just-
they're good. They would still be a playoff team without him. They wouldn't be a 1 seed, but they
Yeah.
would still be a playoff team.
just
without
I mean they could, with the way that they're coached and the young depth that they
Yeah.
have, they could arguably still be a 1 seed without him. But just in recency bias, we're seeing how negatively impactful like this is for a guy like Shador. Like he was being talked about, he was being mocked, and that was all media driven. Like it's not like Shador was like, yeah, like I'm gonna do this, and this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like when there's a narrative around a player and then there's like that disappointment, that's more of like the impression that you receive
Yeah.
from everything that's going on rather than what was like factually happening.
Exactly. I mean, like, it's the same thing where, like, they gave Russell Westbrook an MVP for averaging a triple-double. They got bounced first round.
Exactly.
He was not even a top 10 player in the league at the point.
Yeah.
It was the media narrative. D. Rose, the same thing. Whoever has a first of their career where someone notices and then
Exactly.
they run with it, it goes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we have a ton of them where, like, Harden realistically should have, like, 3.
But that's why I'm saying in the NBA it's so
Dwight
hard
should
to
have
win
one.
It's so hard to
With
win
the
multiple
Magic,
now.
no doubt.
No doubt he should have one. How do you win?
09 when they went to the finals, there's no doubt in my mind that, dude, he took fucking Jermaine Nelson, Hedo Turkoglu, a washed Rashad Lewis at the time, literally to the finals, averaging 35 and 20, pretty
Turkoglu
much.
was on legit horse tranquilizer.
Who they have?
He's having
Michael,
NBA
who they have?
player.
Michael Petrus. They did.
Celtics
Kev, you knew
one-timer.
Turgaloo would give you a chin strap, buddy.
Hedo Turkaloo.
But with all that being considered, guys like Tatum, Giannis, and Mitchell are obviously still in the conversation. I think there were points and times throughout the season that you could argue, that their roles kind of, I don't want to say like peaked, but just continued to like improve. Like when Dame went out, Giannis absolutely started balling. We saw the 30-20-20 triple-double we were talking about. Was that a little bit more valuable than like some of Jokic's games, even if he was averaging 30-20-20, because we know that he's not the passer that Jokic is. Like that's evident, that's clear. Like he kind of has like, I don't want to say like he's one-dimensional, but when Giannis is playing his game attacking the rim, there's nobody better. But if you ask him to expand his game a little bit beyond that, it gets a little bit more tough. So when you see him kind of making, the criteria to kind of have that happen, I mean, dude had almost, 60, 70 PRAs when you consider all of that combined in just that one manner. And I know Mitchell and Tatum aren't really getting there, but when you're talking about what they're doing in the East, the West and the East, you could talk about, the competitions and the comparison, but I mean, everyone thought, Mitchell was going to go to the Cavs and they were just going to be, a 6-7 seed and go through, but they've continued to improve and he's made that team better. And if you're looking at the Boston Celtics and you're saying, Tatum's not getting better year after year, or it's this guy, it's that guy. Yeah, like we have a general manager that's making, all the right moves at the right times. And, there was a lot of questions about Missoula, but Tatum has continued to kind of be that guy.
See, I think he's gotten so much better this year. Like last year, there was a conversation of who the best player on the Celtics is. Like that was a conversation till the finals.
Yeah.
The minute the season started, that was gone.
Yeah, no,
it's still not even a debate.
Absolutely. No, I agree.
And on the Giannis thing is, the only thing that I think hurts him is he's the only one of those guys you don't want with the game on the line.
Yeah.
If you can hack a Shaq him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No,
Like,
absolutely.
He's the only top 5 player since Shaq that you can hack a Shaq and you're like, fuck.
Yeah.
This guy's going to blow it.
No doubt. So before we get to breaking down, who we really think should win the MVP this season, I do have a couple of questions, to go over just with the history of the MVP and how this impacts future careers. I mean, if Jokic won another MVP, where would this dude rank all time? I mean, what else would he have to prove? I know you want to say like, hey, like you should win more rings, but he's having these MVP-esque seasons without having to switch teams. Like we saw, Dame get exhausted of doing that, but
Durant.
But the numbers are still there, and he's literally coaching them right now.
Literally.
In that perspective, now that they fired their coach, would LeBron winning 4 MVPs be a negative impact on Jokic winning this? Because technically he would have one more or the same amount as LeBron with all that being the case. Because I just don't feel like people are ready to be like, hey, like. At the end of this dude's career, he had more MVPs than LeBron did in his.
I think that's going to be the bar now, right? So,
Yeah.
like, they did it to LeBron for Jordan and Kareem.
Yeah.
It's like you can't have more than Kareem, you can't have more than Jordan. Like, realistically, he should have 6 or 7.
Yeah.
Just say. I think this will be the bar. I don't know if we'll see another one win 3 anytime soon, because when will Giannis get another one? Probably not ever.
Yeah.
I think it'll play musical chairs, but if Jokic wins another one, like,
Do you say he's a top 15 player all time?
oh,
hands down?
definitely.
Hands down.
I don't know what he's done.
Kev disagrees. Wow, that was a bad.
well,
that was either a bad sip of the Pacifico, or you really disagree with Lou's take.
Well,
there.
where do you put Durant then?
Durant's not top 15 either.
Okay, that's fine with me.
Yeah.
Then.
I think
Oh,
he's top 15.
you're saying if Jokic won another MVP, he wouldn't be top 15 for you?
No.
That's
So-
fine. I don't hate that.
This is my thing, and I love Jokic, I really do, and he's unreal. He's probably the best big man that we've
We'll
got
ever
to
see
see
play.
their entire career. You know what I mean? In our lifetime, that has been this good.
He's the
but
best since Dwight.
my thing is just like, the center,
Easy to say
the
since
center,
Stephen
no,
said
the
it.
center position, the center position in the NBA, right, is probably criteria-wise the hardest to break as far as being like one of
Top
the best.
echelon.
You know what I
Easily.
mean?
Easily.
And for me, the debate is Jokic a top 5 big man of all time? He's on the cusp. If you're not a top 5
So
in
you're
your position,
saying-
you can't be top 15.
So
of all time.
you're putting Duncan, you're putting Kareem,
Shaq.
Shaq.
Well,
Even
you gotta
Olajuwon.
You got to do centers. You can't do power forwards in there too. It's big man. But I mean,
All right, so take out Duncan.
well, no. What I'm saying is like you don't like the old guys. You're gonna
No,
tell
like
me,
I'm not putting like Russell and Wilt over
So
him.
who,
no.
what are
Are
the
you-
5 big guys ahead of him?
Are you putting Dave Robinson ahead of him?
No, because
You can't.
Malone's
it's
considered a
close.
forward.
It's close. Well, I'm putting Malone over him.
What?
The only thing that hurts Malone is that Jokic has the ring over him.
You just said the other day to us the '97 Jazz wouldn't be a 6 seed, but he's the
But
fifth
he's
best
better
center ever.
than Jokic.
No,
Malone's-
just centers. I'm saying.
Malone's a center.
No, he's not. He's a power forward.
Shaq,
Yes,
Kareem,
Hakeem.
Hakeem.
Where you going?
I mean, I'd have to I can't think
Well,
off
you'd
the
have
top
to
of
throw
my
in
head,
Wilt.
but I'm saying he's right
He's
there,
right there.
but it's
I
tough.
put him in the 5.
Because then you got to think there's like a top from the centers.
just for-
then you got the power forwards that I'm talking top 15. You got Duncan, right? Then you got Jordan, LeBron, Kobe. All those guys, like you know
But
what I mean? Like, it's-
even naming all those dudes, half of those dudes can't impact a game in totality the way Jokic can.
All right, like how much better is Steph top 15?
yes,
Okay,
And
then
you wouldn't
how
put
much
Jokic above
farther
him?
away
No.
is he then?
because Steph's arguably the best in his position of all time, with the
But
exception of Magic
it's a
Johnson.
thinner position though.
It is, but still,
Okay, because you can only have 2. I might only have
he has 5
2
rings, 4 rings.
So are you saying that Jokic isn't even above Durant?
No, I would probably put him above Durant.
Well, no. What I'm saying is like you can be a top. Like I wouldn't put anyone after Curry in the top point guards ever in the top 15. I'd only have 2 point guards in the top 15.
Yeah, probably him and Magic.
Well, that's what I'm saying is that's why I don't think it matters if you're top 5 because you could have 8 centers in there. You got to have at least 3 power forwards or 3 small forwards. You know what I mean?
Kev. Uh-oh.
I mean,
No, I mean, I don't
You know
hate
what I
the
mean?
take that he's not top 15.
Like,
I
you know
just
what I
think
mean?
he's a lot closer than... Like, we're talking about a dude who was a part of a dynasty in Curry, and he was... Outside of 22, he was never the best player on the floor.
Who?
So
Curry.
let me go opposite spectrum on you guys, right? So we're
Yeah, but that's
we're really
because 90% of the time he was playing against LeBron in the finals. And LeBron was
I
the
meant
best player
on his
the
own team.
No, besides the 2 rings he won with Durant, he was by far the best player on his team.
He was terrible in both of those finals.
But he was still the best player on his team.
I know, I'm saying he didn't play the best, though.
Oh, yeah, maybe in the finals, but like he
I don't know, I
got them
feel like
there.
that matters.
so we're really nitpicking here, right?
Yeah, you got
So no, absolutely,
Yeah,
it,
you have to,
it's real,
you know?
it's real close. But I feel like when we're considering like this award, right? Like let's come back to a couple years ago. Embiid won the MVP, and
Yeah.
no doubt it was a great season, and probably the only season he'll ever have above
Sympathy.
65 games. Is he the worst player
Yep.
to ever win that award all time?
Yeah, because I looked up the list
Easily.
today and he's 100%.
It's not
Easily.
even. It's
Not
like
even close.
not even
It's
close.
not. It's
No.
not even close.
It's like actually.
It's funny too because when you sent that in the chat, I was like, "No fucking way!" And then I looked at the list and
And
I was like,
it's-
"Holy shit, he really is the worst."
The only person
The-
you can argue
the-
is Steve Nash, and Steve Nash
That
is drastically
and the
better.
only other second best player that I would argue, and old time player, but still better than Embiid, was Bob McAdoo.
But that's
Like
what I'm
that's
saying.
the only
You
other
have,
one I would even be like, "Oh," and he was in like 1960
you're going.
something.
You're going way
what I mean?
back.
But
Like
yeah.
it's a different era of basketball.
And you have guys who never even sniffed the award in our era who are better than him.
So-
Like, Kawhi's better than him.
So just think, right? Without the impact of, like, let's say you want to toss like COVID in there, right? And let's say like you want to take away from Giannis or anything else, but like that changes like history of basketball. Like if Giannis got another MVP there instead of Embiid, like this conversation's a lot different. Like you might be able to argue like a little bit more of like a Giannis ahead of Jokic's
Definitely.
like ranking.
1 ring,
in-
2
in-
MVP, 3
Yeah,
MVPs.
that's what I'm saying, and you could say it's for a worse franchise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about it, Giannis is also on the cusp of that 15.
Yeah,
He
It's
really
close.
is.
It's real close.
I mean, another guy like the same thing is like is what's his name? Like again, Kawhi. Like if the Clippers go to the finals, like
yeah.
how
I think he I don't think he'll ever be for me just because the injuries were too.
Well, just
You
but like
know.
in the resume at the end of the day, 3 rings, Finals MVP, arguably the best defender of his era. How to keep him out?
I know, but it's just
It's
like
just like-
availability is part of it. It really
No, I
is,
agree.
You know what I
I
mean?
agree.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And that's the only reason why Embiid.
But
won
I will
MVP,
say for-
because he was available for.
I
that
will
season.
say for like players that were like injured a lot in their careers, Kawhi is by far has done the most in like the short amount of like
Yes.
games he's
Look-
played all
yes,
time. Like
yes.
you know
Look
what I
at what
mean?
the
I will
Clippers
say
are
that.
Play
doing
the
right
most.
now.
You know what I mean?
Like this is the only factual evidence that like load management actually worked out. Like this dude played 35 games, but
He's
the
pissing.
Clippers have literally lost what 6 games since the All-Star break.
Yeah, but it's just
Like,
like,
that's-
even if
that's
it works though,
crazy.
it's taking the integrity out of the game. Like, you
Well,
know what
I mean
that
that
like
goes-
that's like saying you have
What if he's really that?
that's
banged
like
up,
the
though?
Pirates.
he
That's like,
literally said he couldn't walk.
I know, but that's like the Pirates, right? That's like that. Say like Paul Skeens gets injured, right? Not even.
Oh, this is
and-
such
and
a
then they're-
hard like.
no, but I'm
comparison.
saying, and then they're
Pitching
like-
and,
No, but I'm saying, and then they're like, "Fuck it!" Like we're just gonna like not start him as many games, so in the playoffs his arm's fresh. Like it's like that's not how it
the
is.
Pirates gotta get
That
to
is
the
how it is
playoffs
now.
first.
I know, but I'm saying it's taken. Like I just don't like that.
No, it
part of
deflates it. It
sports.
definitely
yeah,
deflates
it really
it.
does because like think about if Jordan sat 15 games a year. Like he was already so dominant. Like you know what I mean? Like
You could argue that his points per game would have been more for the competition.
that's
he
what
was
I'm
playing
saying.
against.
Yeah, like
They were legit stat pad.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And then my last question here with the MVP before we announce who we all think should win. Since 2019, with the MVP winner has been given to players playing that position, do you feel like it's easier for a power forward or a center to get that recognition?
No,
No,
not today. No.
really.
I mean, like, put it this way, right? Like,
Harden was or Russ with the last guards. I mean, we're talking
I
almost
think
10 years
we had
ago.
Harden, Russ. One of them has 2, I thought, and then Curry.
I don't.
Kobe won one. That's
I
5.
know we're dating back to what?
I think it's
2018?
honestly. I think it's even. I think it's just. I think
You don't think position has any
no.
consideration
I
with
think
it?
I think the last 6 or 7 years, big men have just been more efficient and more valuable. Like
Those
you know what I mean?
specifically, the best players in the league have been forwards and,
Yeah,
and big men.
like you know what I mean. Like
But going forward, you would
And
say
also-
like what a player like Wemby. Wemby's probably going to win
well,
an MVP.
that's
at
another
one
one.
point
Yeah,
in
and
his
even
career.
Luka. Like Luka only played 50 games this year. If he played 70 games, he would be in the conversation too. You know what I mean? But like a guy like Jokic, like we're looking at his field goal percentage, right? It's fucking what is it? 57 and like that's for a big man.
almost
like
60%.
and but like that's
And he shoots.
But
but like
yeah,
that's
right.
part of the NBA. No, that's not that great. But like
He
he's
shoots.
efficient.
He
Like you know what I
shoots,
mean?
yeah.
Like he's efficient. Like it is what it is.
Well, would we say still?
Like
that
like
forwards
Lou
are
was
still the
saying, like
most-
Iverson was the first. I mean, SGA is the first guard since Iverson to average 32 points a game. Like you know what I mean?
And win the
Jokic,
MVP. yeah.
Jokic has been close to that every season for the last 3-4 seasons. Like he's just efficient.
Well, and like, would you got? Well, like, think about this, right? We were talking the other day about like, or someone I was talking to another group chat of mine, and someone was like, "Oh, the Lakers can't go anywhere. They don't have a center." And someone was like, "Outside of Jokic, who would they got in at center?
But honestly,
Like, who do you got to worry about at center outside of Jokic? And
Literally-
Cat's nothing in the playoffs.
literally
so-
right now
they-
in the
they wouldn't
series
play Cat
in the
until the
series that they're in,
but I mean
The
just in
Lakers.
general.
Yeah,
Who
yeah,
to
no,
worry
yeah,
about?
yeah, no.
in the series that they're in, because they play a small lineup, they've literally made Rudy Gobert almost a non-factor because
Useless.
he
Useless.
literally can't play 28 minutes a game, and it's the same thing that's going on with Edie in the OKC series. I mean, granted, like realistically, Memphis is down almost 20 points at halftime, and they need to shoot some extra threes, so they put Aldama in there with JJJ. So like, I get like the
Aldama.
format, but with all that, really being considered, like it just like when you're that good, you demand being on the court regardless of what your flaws are and everything like that.
Also, can we do 3 for the MVP?
Three, what,
Like,
our
go
top
from the
3?
3rd to the 2 to the 1.
Yeah, we can.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, you have it.
Yeah.
All right, good. I want to make sure you're ready.
This isn't my order, but I know who.
Okay.
is.
All right.
I mean, I think I would have to say in my 3-2-1, it would have to be Giannis, SGA, and Jokic on top. I mean, I'm a huge Boston Celtics fan. It's literally all over the room. We'll be at the parade when we win it this year.
That was in order
But
from 3-2-1.
That was the order from
Oh, okay.
3-2-1. But I mean, Giannis is just still playing a little bit of better ball than Tatum. But do I think like every single year for the next 4 years, the expectation is like MVP consideration in top 3 contending in the East? Like that's Tatum's expectations.
Yeah, he's kind of cursed with that because it's never been anything but.
Yeah, but I mean, if you do that for the duration of 18 years, how could you say that's not like?
Is he the Tim Duncan?
Yeah,
Of
he
the
is.
era?
No doubt. No doubt.
If they win multiple, he's got to
Oh.
be Duncan Tatum.
Like you're talking like aura and like
Just the
not like games.
no,
like
just
gameplay.
quiet guy.
Yeah, like personality.
Winning culture.
Yeah.
Successful.
Never got to do.
Because he's like 100%.
Ken, your trophy looks real good over here, brother.
Very proud of Ken.
Yeah, Ken. Show everybody real quick. Will Kev ever win one of these?
Not as long as I'm in this.
Oh, wait. I forgot to mention. Don't worry, guys. Drake May's protected now.
Yeah. He's a dog. Will Campbell's a dog. I was choked up on the couch watching.
10 linemen on the team. 9 of them stink, but Drake May's protected now.
Nah, Will Campbell's gonna be a dog. I'll give you
Now
that.
instead of getting sacked 6 times, he's only gonna get sacked 4.5. We're fine.
Lou might have got this tail of the draft at 14.
All I gotta
Think
say
about it.
is,
Max Hairston gonna be
do
the
think-
next
I do think
Darrell
we got
Revis.
Yeah, come sit in my lap, Ken.
Max
Come on.
Hairston.
Come on, Ken.
Max Hairston next Darrell Revis.
hey, real quick, I just want to know why a guy who's a fan of a team with 0 championships, 0 Super Bowl championships,
Let him know.
is worried about my team.
Yeah,
You got bigger issues, my friend.
that's right.
It's all good. We play you both. You're getting beaten and you're getting beaten. Nah, we don't play the Bills. I think we do we?
If you play the Pats, you probably play the Bills.
No,
Well,
we do the one-offs.
What
first
I
then.
do know and what I do hope as we're approaching Steve and Danielle wedding season is that we can all take the Giants and Pats game at Gillette this year. That would make my fall.
For financial
That-
constrictions,
You're good.
we're going on a gambling hiatus.
I'm buying a Giants jersey.
Yeah!
And then we're burning it. Yeah.
All right,
Yo, I'm down.
give me your fuck you guys. Give me your 3-2-1s.
SGA, Giannis, Jokic.
Wait. What is that? Is that
That's the order.
Is that
SGA's
1,
last.
2, 3?
No, it's 3, 2, 1. I
wow?
put SGA.
Wow! Holy shit! Lou's jumping bombs.
3-2-1 SGA Jokic Giannis.
Wow!
I like that.
Kev's dropping bomb. Ken, you
You
want?
all wrong.
Ken, let's hear it.
3, 2, 1. I got Donovan Mitchell at the 3,
Okay.
then Jokic at the 2, and SGA at the 1. And I know,
Wow.
I know you guys.
I like Mitchell.
I know
I
you
like
guys-
Mitchell
Against
being in there.
Jokic? What are you feeling all right
I
today?
like Mitchell
What?
being in
You're a
there.
big Jokic guy.
I love Jokic.
That's what I'm saying. That's disrespectful.
I respect Mitchell being in there.
What I know
kidding.
you guys are talking a lot about how the MVP is like decided and whether it's the best and I am old fashioned in that way where I think it has to be the best player on the best team. And that's why I have SGA at the 1.
Feel that.
He's a great off-ball defender. Everything he does on offense, he's not the most athletic, he's not the most explosive, but it's just so fluent and he makes it look so easy.
No.
And like I said, best player on the best team, it's hard for me to say he's not.
Once the
I get
Celtics
it.
beat them, kid, they won't be the best team. Not kidding. I don't know. We'll
Regular
find
season
out.
award.
We'll find out.
Since the Sandbox fans, I will say it's nice being back in front of the camera. It's nice shooting the shit with all you guys. Once the NFL draft concludes, we get a lot more back into the heart and the home. But for now, enjoy the NBA playoffs. Go Celtics. Win some money. We back, baby. Peace. Love. 5 stars. Nothing less.